Alright, hi everyone. This is awkward because I feel like I don't know how to start the video. But I was thinking to do one of those videos where people just like eat and talk while they're eating so that it can feel like you're having lunch with me since we're all in quarantine right now. And today I got this like gross it looks so bad. It's Chinese food. I got it through Uber Eats. And yeah, I wish you could see the table because I feel like that's something people like to see in those eating videos is the food while you eat it. But that's not gonna happen. Actually, let me try something. Hold on a second. All right, so I propped this up on some old textbooks so you can kind of see it better now. And yeah, I'm just gonna, I have fried rice, sesame chicken, and I have a few egg rolls that I'm probably not gonna eat all of them because I'm gonna have a big dinner tonight, but we'll see. I know you're supposed to eat a lot of food in these things, and honestly, I don't really watch a lot of the food eating videos because it makes me hungry. We'll just get started. I have not had Chinese food in so long. This is really good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that I've been having a lot of fun making these videos for like 3 people. It's been very fun. And I hope you can hear me well because I bought a little microphone that clips to your shirt for you to talk in. But I don't want to use it while I'm eating because I don't want you to hear too much of like what's going on in my mouth. I think that's something a lot of people like with these eating videos. They call it ASMR, but I hate that. I hate it so much. If I hear what like saliva swishing around in people's mouths, that's just one of those sounds that like, no, it's not good. All right, I was gonna use chopsticks to eat this, but these are really big pieces of chicken and I can kind of use chopsticks to like grab things, but I can't, cut into it, and I'm not gonna do that on camera, but we'll see. So it's funny because I went to Japan last year, which everyone knows about, and I got by just fine with the chopstick thing. I managed to make it work, but I know for a fact I was not doing it right at all. And before let me just stop doing this like a talk. Before we went to Japan, my husband and I took classes because we wanted to learn basic Japanese, right? And Japanese is like a really hard language to learn, so we weren't really planning on being masters or anything, but we just wanted to know, like, I don't know, basic questions like, kore wa ikura desu ka, which means how much is this? That kind of stuff. Futatsu kudasai, which means 2 please, like if you're going to a restaurant and you're sitting down or you're ordering 2 of something. There's different dialects for counting, so I don't know, if someone's like actually great at Japanese and they're watching this, which isn't gonna happen because I'm gonna get 20 views, they're gonna think I'm like slaughtering it. But I took this Japanese class and the teachers knew that we were planning to go to Japan. It was a very small class with like 6 people in it, and it was really fun, and I kind of wanted to take more classes once I finished school, but Corona had other ideas, so I'm not doing that. And the teachers, one day they came in and they're like, let's go over holding chopsticks. And I eat a lot of ramen and stuff, and so I was like, yeah, I know how to hold chopsticks. Turns out, no. So she's like, that's not right at all, but you're managing to make it work. And she tried to show me, she's like, hold it like you would a pencil. And so, crap, how do I do this? I did. Apparently I don't hold pencils right, because she was like, that's how you hold a pencil? And yeah, but I do have to say the teachers either really liked me or I was just like doing the best job, me and my husband, because they kind of roasted some of the other students for attempting. And they weren't really that bad. They were just kind of like, you're making it work, I guess. I'm probably going to edit out a lot of the parts where I'm chewing because I feel like this is going to get really long really fast. And I'm not a fan of like super long videos. I mean, I like to listen to long videos while I'm working, but making them, it just feels kind of weird because I'm going to have like 2 people watching this, and it just seems kind of like snooty if I'm going to be making 20, 30-minute long videos of me eating chicken for like 2 people. I don't know. But I'm just talking, right? So anyway, Corona. How's quarantine doing for you guys? I started quarantining the Monday after my birthday. I wish I could remember the exact date. I think that was, my birthday is the 19th and that was a Thursday. So I think the Monday after was like March 22nd or 23rd or something like that. Basically I just started quarantining earlier than a lot of people at my job because there was a risk, there was a chance I had been exposed to the virus, and I didn't want to get anyone at work sick. So I don't even know how long Houston or Texas was quarantining for because I started a little bit sooner than before it became mandated. But that's over 2 months, right? Because it's May now. And, but there's a chance that we were exposed to it. He went back to work today for the first day. And I can't say I'm very happy about it. I know that the economy is suffering. And so it sucks because I just wish things were set up in a way where something like this could happen and people weren't like losing their homes. And it's very sad, you know, but I understand the need to keep businesses running, but it just sucks because the easiest way to avoid getting sick or killing other people is to stay at home, and you can't. So it makes me sad. And I've been working from home. I've been lucky to be able to work from home, right? I know like a lot of people haven't been able to even do that. So I'm aware of how lucky I've been. And my husband too, he was working from home the whole time. But I might have to start going back into work a week from today, which again, I'll do it if I need to. I'm going to see if I can continue working from home because I feel like I've been doing a good job at it. I don't think my productivity's been bad, but we'll see. It just kind of sucks, you know? I have like been talking to people and they've been asking about my routine with quarantining. And I can't really say that like my quarantine routine is too different from normal because I don't really know what my normal routine was. If that makes sense, because I was in school and I just finished my degree in late April, so it's only been a couple of weeks. And you know, before then my whole life was work, 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 and then school. And so I never really like had a lot of free time to begin with. So now that I have free time, it's like I would have been rebuilding a routine to begin with. So to me, it's different, but it would have been different anyway, even if Corona hadn't happened. And I'm a homebody. Like I never go out, which again, it might have changed now that I could go out if I wanted to, but I don't know. See, I told you. Oh, great. All right, that one on the floor. I told you I can't do chopsticks. Ugh. Yeah, so I think I was saying like my routine's kind of been weird to begin with. But what I have been doing is just a lot of like work, obviously. My husband got me this book by C.J. Young, who was a psychologist. I think he was German. And he got me that to read, which I haven't read. Like, I feel like as soon as school finished, my brain was just like it does not want to read anything. I haven't written anything. I haven't read anything. I haven't wanted to like even listen to an audiobook or like podcasts where people are talking and you're having to like comprehend what they're saying. It's just my brain needs a break. And that's kind of why I started playing with editing videos again, was because it's something different that I could focus on and just have like a fresh slate with it. I've said this to people, but I've always been really into video editing and shooting and stuff. Like, sorry, I'm trying to eat because I'm noticing like I'm not eating, I'm just talking. And again, I don't want this video to be like an hour long, so I'm trying to be productive. But I've always, like, since I was maybe 10, maybe even younger, like 8 or 9, I've just really been into playing with video editing software and, you know, shooting videos. I got my first camera when I was, about 10. Before that, I would download clips from shows and I would just play with like splicing them up and cutting them and making people say and react to things. And yeah, I was always really into that. And when I was like 10 and I got my first video camera, a lot of what I did was film the neighbor kids. So I had some kids that were next door to me, and I had a friend and they were her younger brothers. And so they were kind of like my little monkeys. Like, they were all into it. And, you know, there was like this parody of Jackass, because that was really big back in the 2000s. And I wanted to make a parody of it. So we went to the park and, you know, they were just doing all this crazy stuff. Some of it I was asking them to do. And the stuff I was asking them to do wasn't that bad because I didn't want them to get hurt. But then they were just going wild and like tackling each other and like jumping off slides and stuff. And I was just filming all of it. And I put it together and I called it Ask Jack the Movie. And it was probably my first project that I worked on where I shot it myself. And it was only like 5 minutes long. Back in those days, I mean, everything was 5 minutes long. All the videos you watched online. And I don't think it exists anymore because the server that I had it stored on doesn't exist. So it's gone forever. But my point is I've always been into this. So I haven't done it for probably 10 years. I made a couple videos as a joke like a few years ago when I was crazy. My wisdom teeth were going crazy, but they were just shot on my webcam and I didn't really put much effort into making them nice. And I didn't really put much effort into making them nice because you kind of have to invest money in that. You have to get a good software, a good camera, lighting, all that stuff. And you could say I'm not really doing that now. I'm using my phone to shoot this. The most I've invested is like a little $20 microphone that clips into my phone, which again, I'm not even using today. So I hope you can hear me well. But that's my thing, is I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not like trying to have it like super overly produced. I just like to edit clips. I like to play with making thumbnails and just play with that side of it. And I don't want to have to invest money into like high-tech equipment to do that. And I don't think you should have to. So it's been fun. It's been fun to play with and kind of relearn why I liked it so much to begin with. When I was 12, 13, I wanted to be Quentin Tarantino. Obviously, that did not happen. But that was like my dream, was to become a big film director like Quentin Tarantino. And now I realize I don't really care as much about directing. I never did. I enjoyed more of like the production side of things. So it's a nice hobby. All right, enough about me. This is going on too long. Have you guys ever heard of it called? What's it called? I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I had to look it up. There's a word for it that I just keep forgetting, but it's called phrogging. phrogging. I don't know if you've heard of it. Phrogging is like the word for those people where they'll like sneak in someone's attic and live in it, or like sneak into someone's crawl space and live in it, or just sneak into someone's house wherever they're not able to be found easily, and just like live among them. It freaks me out. I don't know why I've been thinking so much about that lately. And like, I even had a dream about that last night. I had a dream. There was like this lady living in my attic, and you would see her if you went in the garage, because I live in an old house that was built circa World War II. And in the garage, there's the attic, but there's no ceiling separating the two. There's just some wooden posts that go across. And so you can see like old boxes and stuff that were shoved up there. And I had this dream that this lady was like hanging out up there watching King of the Hill, of all things. And I would go to the bathroom at like 2 in the morning, and I could hear her just blasting King of the Hill. And I was like, damn it, lady, stop it. Like, and it freaked me out. Like, I was like mad at her, but at the same time, I was like, why is there someone in my attic? I don't know if you've ever experienced the world of phrogging, but if you look it up, that's one of those things that I've just been really freaked out about lately. Like, I guess kind of an irrational fear. It's like, seriously, how common is it? I feel like I should talk a little bit more about like other stuff besides me. So I'm gonna get a little bit more chicken to go with this rice. So I'll be right back. Okay. Ah, dude. I totally just bumped the table, so this is probably gonna mess everything up. All right, just a little bit more. What else was I gonna talk about? I was gonna say other stuff besides just like quarantine and phrogging. I don't even remember anymore. Why did I get more chicken? Oh yeah, 90 Day Fiance. Someone just asked me about that. I'm saying this as if I have like fans. Like, no, I was talking to someone and she asked me about that, and asked me if I watched it, which like, yes I do. What do you guys think of 90 Day Fiance? It's like the worst show in the world, and I cannot stop with it. I think that's why it's the worst show in the world, because they get you. You start watching one episode, it starts out like, I think the first season, all the episodes are like 30 minutes long. They're normal. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there, you're into like season 2 or 3. You're like, you just feel so like out of it, and like your soul is being sucked out of you. You realize the episodes have gone from being 30 minutes long to like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And you just sit there the whole time taking it all in, which is just like, it's crazy. I've watched, I want to say seasons 1 through 4 of the original series. So I think that's what they had on Hulu. I don't know what they have on Hulu anymore. And then they had the first 2 seasons of Before the 90 Days on Hulu, which is like 90 Day Fiance, but like catfish version, because it's people that haven't even met. Okay, let me back up. All right, so if you don't watch 90 Day Fiance, the whole premise is, it started kind of as a docu-series. Like the first season, like I said, it's a docu-series. And then the second season, they just decided, oh, we're gonna drop that. Like, let's just go for whole like trashy reality show. And so it's these people that are using the K1 visa, which is a visa that you get for a fiance. if they live out of the country, so that they come to the US to live with you. They can't work. I don't know all of the limitations. I just know they can't work. And they live with you, and you have 90 days to decide, like, let's get married or send them back to where they came from. So basically, I think I don't know if it's from the day that the visa is granted or if it's from the first day that you set foot in the US, but you have 90 days to get married. And then once you get married, you can apply for your green card. So that's the original show. And so it's all these people that are already engaged that are going through the process of their fiance moving to live with them. They're usually a piece of crap. Like, oh my, what? Okay, I can't. Usually, the people on that show are just like the worst people. Like, these men that like womanize women. Like, you can just tell they've never been in a functional relationship before. They've never been in a relationship at all. Or the reason that they seek out a spouse from the other country is because they just want basically a slave to like clean and cook for them and to like give them their body each night. And most of these men, like, they don't meet anyone organically, like just on Instagram or a social media network where there's all that. It's like they seek out these women from like dating apps. And there's a lot of people that, like, if someone's moving to the US to be with someone else, there's this stigma where everyone's like, oh, she's just using you for your green card and all of that stuff. But dude, if a woman is using a guy for a green card and they go through half of the stuff that these ladies on 90 Day Fiance go through, they earn that. I mean, I swear. There's this one couple that was like such a train wreck. David and Annie. I can't remember which season of the 90 Day Fiance show that was. But David is just like this leech on society. He's like this 50-year-old dude who divorced his wife. I think he had like a master's degree. I don't know what he did, but he divorced his wife and it seemed like he had a midlife crisis. And he moved to like Thailand and met his fiance. So granted, this one isn't one that like sought someone out on a dating app. Like, he actually was in Thailand when he met her. But this guy, I mean, the whole season he's in where they're following him, it's just like David's world is just like, who can I leech off of next? Like, who can I mooch the most from? And he has this friend, I think his friend's name was Chris, if I remember correctly, because this was a while ago when I watched this season. Chris paid for like everything that David like could call his own. David, when they moved from Thailand to the US, they were living in Chris's house. Chris was like, you know, paying for his food. I'm pretty sure he had to pay for the dowry, which was like, you know, in some cultures, the men have to pay dowries to the family of their fiance. And it's kind of like saying, this is how much your daughter is worth and I want to marry her, so I'm willing to pay this much. And it can be money or it can be like gifts, like, I don't know, cows and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was it. Like, he had to pay a dowry, which was a certain amount of money, and then on top of that, he had to buy like cows or something from the father, which just equated to more money, you know? But that guy, all of the dowry that he got it from Chris. And they moved to the US. He's living in Chris's house. He doesn't attempt to get a job or anything. And he's just like mooching off of him. And eventually Chris's wife gets so fed up that she kind of kicks him out. And what does David do? David moves to like North Carolina or something. I'm sorry if I have this wrong. This has been a while. He moves to some small state. And he's just living in a house that Chris owns, not paying rent. Still not trying to get a job. It's a mess, dude. Like, seriously, if Annie was in it for the green card after dealing with someone like David, she deserves that. She deserves so much more than just a green card. Oh my god. It was like, there's one part of David's segment where Chris's wife was obviously like still getting pissed at how much they were supporting him. So Chris starts charging David rent for that house he's living in. And David can like not handle it because he doesn't have any money saved. He doesn't have a job. He has nothing. And so he calls his sister that he hasn't seen in like a decade or something and invites her over, and they hang out. They have dinner, and like the first thing he asks her during dinner is like, can you lend me money? Because like I'm not going to be able to pay for anything. And it's always like these sob stories. Oh my god, David. Oh. I feel like we all know a David in real life. And it's just like, like the best thing you can do with those types of people is just like sink or swim, man. You just set them free and they're gonna sink or swim. Oh my god, I just went off on a tangent. But that's the original show. And the 90 Day Fiance has like little like side pieces. And so there's one that's called 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, which is basically catfish because it's these people that have met someone online, but they haven't met in person yet. And so it's kind of documenting them going to like the other person and actually meeting them for the first time. And, you know, it ends up being a big mess because those people, like, the majority of those, it's like even worse because they haven't even met in person yet. And so the catfishes haven't been like weeded out. There was one segment on that show where this girl was gonna go meet a dude that lived in a Muslim country. I can't remember which one. And he was mad at her because she wasn't Muslim. And yeah, she never went. Like he stopped talking to her. He just disappeared, and I think she had bought the tickets and was packing, and he just stopped talking to her, and she never even went. And it was kind of like, what's the point of you being on the show, lady? Wow. It's basically all I've been doing during quarantine is like watching 90 Day Fiance and working. I wish I could say I've done more of my life, but that's about it. I think I'm pretty much done eating. I kind of like this because I ate very slow. I usually eat really fast, but I ate very slow today. So thank you. It's so funny because I honestly didn't think I would have like anything to talk about. I have these cards that I got for my husband because our anniversary was recently. And it's just this little card game. It's supposed to be conversation starters, which, by the way, my husband and I have plenty to talk about. Thank you. But I just thought it would be fun because there are these cue cards that have questions and stuff. So just kind of bring up topics that might not come up on their own or make you think of stuff that you, like I said, just wouldn't have talked on. My plan for this video was actually to be using those cards to think of things to talk about because I just didn't think I was going to have much to say, but I ended up mostly talking about 90 Day Fiance. So if you watch that show, you know. And if you don't watch that show, you know. Like I don't recommend it. Because you are going to get trapped. Like I can honestly say nothing productive comes out of watching that show. But once you start, you can't stop. You can't quit. It's like a cult. Alright, hold on one second. I thought it would be fun to open the fortune cookie before I stop and go back to work. So, let me... Okay. Does anyone actually eat the fortune cookies, or do they just look at the fortune? Because I eat them. I eat them good. Alright, let's see. Everyone has ambitions. Yep, that's it. You see? No, I'll take a picture later. That's the fortune. Everyone has ambitions. Like, I didn't know that. What are the ambitions of 90 Day Fiance?